Welcome back. Oh. Welcome back.
We could leave that in. Welcome back to another architecture rundown. So today we're going to kind of bypass architecture slightly, I guess you could say.
A little bit.
Definitely going to touch on the tools we got from architecture school or design school in general. But I think we want to take it a step back, kind of say what we would do with the tools we have now. What other profession we would move into if we had the opportunity to. You want to start with yours?
Yeah, sure. So when I was in high school, I did 4 years of graphic design, and I thought that graphic design was going to be the one thing I will ultimately end up doing. But I felt like what I could have learned, graphic design related, I could learn on my own time. So I chose not to pursue that at a university education level.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to do industrial design.
Okay.
So I feel like if I could go back to school now with the education that I have, I would definitely do industrial design or video game design or film, which is one of the things that I really wanted to pursue. I wanted to go to Full Sail after high school and pursue video game design and film.
Right. So like cinematography.
Yeah.
Like directing, things like that.
Yeah.
That's dope.
What about you?
Somewhere along the line we would have met in Full Sail.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's. I think touching on kind of what architecture school teaches you is you're so stuck on thinking that it's just teaching you architecture, and then you realize like okay, this is just teaching you principles of design and kind of giving you that eye for creativity. You know, I never thought I was super creative before architecture school, or like I knew there was some potential there because I used to write a lot. But me now seeing like design potentials that I have, or like the way I like to design or the eye I have, I would probably go into audio production. So audio production, audio engineering, and like a little bit of cinematography as well. Just because I always saw music videos as like such a cool outlet for musicians and artists to kind of give their take on not just music, but you know, they get a splash of cinematography in there. And I always thought that some of the best means of expression were through film or even photography. Like some of the really great directors out there, you know, once they pair it with a soundtrack, like that was always like one of my favorite things to see.
Yeah, I honestly feel like music makes or breaks any video.
Any film or video, absolutely.
Yeah. Setting the tone for any type of film, I mean, that's everything, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it captures emotion, and it kind of plays off of like something architectural. It plays on the human scale, if you will.
Yeah.
Because we're so connected to music and we are very auditory. Even when you think of like vibrations, when people listen to music, people hone into that so much that when you give it a visual aspect, that's why culturally we love movies so much, because you can relate to things.
Yeah, that's architecture is a very great education when it comes to having an outlet to every other design aspect, right? Like we learn about human scale, human interaction, human perspectives, designs, layouts, and I can honestly say that after getting my education, my work as a graphic designer, photographer, it has helped me grow within those parameters exponentially.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm not, I'm a self-proclaimed photographer. I'm not a photographer by any means, but you guys can check out rockculture.com, no E at the end. And even though I literally just picked up a camera, I feel like my knowledge and my experiences within the architecture field have, greatly helped me in, I guess, showcasing a line of work to, obviously the best of my abilities into something that I think looks pretty good.
Yeah,
right? For somebody that had no prior education in that field, it's crazy how a completely different field can, relate your skill
Absolutely.
and your experience to it.
The knowledge that we have of like things like rhythm and harmony, yeah, they're in a different context, but understanding those key terminologies and how to actually execute them is something that you don't think of until you start using it in something else.
Yeah.
Even just working in layers. Like, back in the day, you layer on trace. Now it's more layers in Photoshop. With me, I'm practicing more layers in audio. We're practicing more layers in audio. So where, even when I listen to music now, I'll go back and I'll hear a song and I'll hear different things a producer did that I didn't hear the first time. You get little pickups and little instruments and little samples that I think architecture opened my eyes to.
Yeah, you
just paying attention more.
You get an affinity, right, for what should look a certain way, what works, what doesn't work, and it's such a great tool set.
Yeah.
Right. We get to do everything, and I'm personally I'm a professor and I'm teaching at the moment, and I'm lucky enough to, apart from teaching architects, I also teach industrial designers, and they do a lot of product design, automobile design, transportation design, and they've kind of sparked my passion for for graphic design and industrial design and all those things that I felt back when I was their age. And even though I'm not directly related to that specific field, through the years of my experiences within the architecture realm, I've become such a
more attached to it, or
very attached to it. And I'm able to talk about their projects and their designs, even though I don't have that much prior knowledge to it, in a educated way.
Right.
And I can actually help them reach newer heights within the project development aspect of it.
Absolutely. And I think it's another one. You kind of like break the monotony. Not that I think architecture is monotonous, but like when you're constantly seeing something over and over, being able to see a different means of expression or a different lens, like different perspective, is a breath of fresh air, and it relates back to your architecture. Yeah. And it makes you a better designer, a better creative.
Yeah, I feel like everything with design, everything is relatable, and you can utilize the skill set that you learn within one field, and it will, it'll just pile up, and it'll affect any other design-related field that you have. And it's such a great thing seeing that come alive, and you don't really notice that until you have to get out of your comfort zone and do something different to actually realize how much the one field that you study has affected everything else that you do in life.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the biggest takeaway for me from architecture school, is that you're a creative person. Like, if you made it this far, you're creative and you have an eye to design. You're more than a decorator. You kind of have like a pragmatic sense of how to put things together and make them work.
Yeah, you put things together with purpose, not for the sake of putting things together. I think that's the difference between a good designer and a bad designer.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, to me that's kind of the key point of the whole idea here. Taking your tool set and making it, making a move toward another field.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I hope everyone enjoyed another architecture rundown. Catch you next time.